Where do I start with this Urevo 2-in-1 treadmill? I have a love-hate relationship with this thing. These things. I say these things because I have two, and I will explain that. So let's just first of all cover the basics, which you've probably seen, and then we'll get to the juicy details that I don't think you'll find anywhere else. This is a relatively narrow treadmill. There's not a lot of room for lateral drift if you're running. Most treadmills, I think, basically the belt is as wide as the whole unit. This one's belt is trimmed down quite a bit. So if you're running and you look left or right, if you're talking to somebody, you're apt to fly off this thing. I've done that several times. We have speed here to go up or go down 0.2, go up 0.2. This is a quick start to 3, quick start to 6 miles an hour. Start, pause, stop, and emergency stop. That flaps down as well if you want to protect it from sweat that's flying around. This bar can go fold down if you want to walk on it without the bar. And then you can only do walking speeds. I think it might max out at 4. I'm not sure. I never do the walking feature. You raise it up to run. Otherwise, it won't allow you to do running speeds. And then, let's see, just to turn this on, for instance, so you can see this work. I'll show you your speed on there, your calories, time. Sorry, I'm trying to do this through the phone as well. We have speed, calories, time, and distance on the end here. So we hit start and then 6. It'll start to go, and I'm going to go ahead and stop this. But I have put hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles on these, and here's the issue. This treadmill is good if you're lightweight already. I would say like under 130 pounds, and you're just walking on it, you're going to be fine. If you are any weight, really, and you're looking to run on this thing, you're going to ruin it before the warranty period. And I got about 3 months out of the first one until I cracked the board. And I weigh like 180 at the time when I was running. And basically, I split this thing right down the center. You can see it better on the reverse side, which this is my prototype. I was trying to figure out how to reinforce this thing, but I've got a crack that runs all the way down here. So what I ended up having to do is reinforce this running board. First of all, though, I contacted the company, and within 5 days, I had a brand new treadmill. So that was great. Great customer service. They responded within 24 hours, and I had a new treadmill by the end of the week. They just asked for a few photos of the serial number of the unit, and I was good to go. So when I got the new one right away, I said the same thing is going to happen because the board they use for the running board is cheap particle board. It's basically like cooked and compressed cardboard, and there's no strength to it. So I was going to add a piece of plywood, which is what I did with this one. And first of all, what I had to do was sand off all of this finish on the underside. This is like a Teflon type material. Sand all of this off, and then put liquid nails on it, and then cut out a board exactly to match this one, and then bond them together. So as you can see at the bottom of this, there we go. There's my plywood board. There's the regular board. Now this board has held up now for like a year and a half. It's been great. Had no problems with this board whatsoever. So the liquid nails is still holding on just fine. Everything is good to go. I had to cut out, a few extra sections because this board dips down lower. So you got to be relatively handy to figure out how this is working. Now, since I've had these for 2 years total, I've got a running board from one machine and I've got a motor from another machine. I burnt out the motor on this one. This is the one I was using up until about a month ago. I got, a year and a half out of it, and it overheats constantly now. So the heat sink that's attached, that's supposed to dissipate the heat, that's not big enough for the unit, in my opinion. And there's no vents. It just traps the heat in there, and it just cooks the motor and the electronics inside. And it just it gives me errors. It'll give me an error E2, E10, E12 randomly. It'll just stop the unit without a warning, no beep or anything. It just stops the belt, dead stop. So I'd be running 7.6 miles an hour, and then boom, slam into this bar, go flying off the unit, very unsafe. So I have a newer motor in this one. I've got a reinforced board. This thing is running great for me. I'm able to do 5 miles at a time, no problems. what I ended up doing when I took this apart is I put some holes here, drilled some holes to allow heat to escape. And I always have a fan now pointed at my feet to help with that. Also, always put cardboard under this thing because it sits so low to the ground, to the carpet, that the carpet just insulates the heat and holds the heat in here. I think the cardboard allows the fan air to come, blow through here. Also, the cardboard helps the fan in here from sucking up any dust, feathers from pillows, anything up into the motor, which will happen. I've taken this motor out a couple times and blown it out with an air compressor, and it gets pretty dirty after several months. So anyways, I think this is a great treadmill. Again, if you're lightweight and you're not handy, I would say if you're 130 pounds or less and you're just going to walk on this thing, you're going to be satisfied for the duration of the warranty of this unit. If you're heavier than that, or if you're any weight and you want to run on this thing, you're going to need to know how to reinforce it, in my opinion, in order to get it to hold up long term for you. So anyways, I hope this helps. This is kind of an angle that I think most people aren't willing to talk about, but that's the hassle I've had with this thing. Again, I've put hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles on this deck board. It's been good. It's kept me in shape. So I love this treadmill for what it is. I got it for a relatively inexpensive price. I can't really complain. It's just I had to spend an entire day reinforcing it. But once I did, it's fine. And then once I realized how to kind of vent out the heat, hopefully that will allow this motor to last longer than this motor before it completely burnt out. So anyways, that is the Urevo 2-in-1 under the desk treadmill.